So I know it feels like it's been a hot minute since we've seen our old friend and bloated white nationalist Steve Bannon, but apparently he has come roaring back onto the front page with a vengeance because Lord knows the only stuff that Steve Bannon does is full speed and with a vengeance. Let's see what our old friend Steve Bannon is up to today. Yeah. Oh! Boy, anytime you're in the news and you're in the news because of something issued by the Southern District of New York and the Department of Justice, probably not good. Leaders of Build the Wall online fundraising campaign charged with defrauding hundreds of thousands of donors, including Steve Bannon. What? What? Are you telling me Steve Bannon has been accused of being a grifter? Shut the front door. That couldn't possibly be a thing. Steve Bannon? No way. He seems like he's really on the up and up. He seems like a good sort of fellow. All right, let's find out. Ex-Trump advisor Steve Bannon arrested on charges of defrauding donors to Build the Wall campaign. Crowdfunding effort was supposed to raise money to help build a wall along the southern border. Wait a minute. Why would a former member of the Trump administration be taking hundreds of thousands of donations from private citizens to build a wall on the southern border when we all clearly remember Donald Trump stating in no unequivocal terms that Mexico was going to pay for the wall, right? Right? He was going to build the wall. Mexico was going to pay for it. He was going to do that right after he locked up Hillary Clinton. So, wow. Crushing it. Yeah. Let's see what's up with Steve Bannon. Federal prosecutors on Thursday indicted one-time presidential aide Steve Bannon and three others on charges of taking money donated to help build a wall along the southern border. Along with Brian Colfage, Andrew Badalato, and Timothy Shea, orchestrated a scheme to defraud hundreds of thousands of donors, according to prosecutors in the U.S. Attorney's Office for the Southern District of New York. It's where all the good lawsuits come from. Defendants' online crowdfunding campaign, We Build the Wall, raised more than $25 million, which, should have been donated by Mexico, let's be honest. With Colfage, quote, repeatedly and falsely assured the public that he would not take a penny in salary, prosecutors said in a statement. And Bannon, quote, publicly stated, we're a volunteer organization. But in fact, prosecutors said the defendants took hundreds of thousands of dollars of donations and used them for personal expenses. What? I am shocked. Shocked, I tell you. I am totally shocked. I'm not shocked. Bannon is the former executive chairman of Breitbart News, once served as the chief strategist for President Donald Trump, because of course he did. And as the president struggled to gain funding for the wall, which he promised Mexico would pay for during his 2016 campaign, the group We Build the Wall vowed to step in with donations that go completely towards that effort. Those representations were false, according to prosecutors. Fucking stunner. In truth, Colfage, Bannon, Badalato, and Shea received hundreds of thousands of dollars in donor funds from We Build the Wall, which they each used in a manner inconsistent with the organization's public representations. Colfage pocketed more than $350,000 in We Build the Wall money, while Bannon used a separate nonprofit organization under his control to receive more than $1 million from Wall Building Fund. Damn. Bannon. Hey, at least if you're going to go big, right? Like your other friend, that punk ass, he only took $350,000. You liquidated like $1 million. That's Steve Bannon for you, fellas. That's Steve Bannon for you. What's that? Somebody else is going to steal some money? Bannon's going to steal 3 times as much. Because fuck you. That's why. Nice. Bannon swinging for the fences. Thinks big. Defendants also allegedly used a nonprofit organization, a shell company under Shea's control, to move money. They did so by using fake invoices and sham vendor arrangements, among other ways, to ensure that his pay arrangement remained confidential and kept on a need-to-know basis. Colfage is listed as the founder of Build the Wall, with Bannon named as an advisory board chairman. Dustin Stockton, a longtime Bannon ally and public relations contact for GoFund the Wall, tweeted that, quote, he got raided by SWAT, serving a warrant for my phone out of the Southern District of New York. But you should be glad, right? Because y'all are pro-cop, right? You love the police state. So did you thank them for their service while they were there? Did you tell them that you backed the blue? I really hope when they came and issued you that warrant and then took your shit legally through, the normal channels that the police state does. Hopefully you thanked them for their service and, maybe wore like a Thin Blue Line t-shirt and applauded as they walked out with your hard drive. Yeah, that's what you should have been doing, right? Bootlickers. Stockton is a Republican political operative and former writer at Breitbart. He and Bannon launched the Breitbart offshoot Big League Politics in 2017. What's up, Cassandra Fairbanks? I still see you. In 2018, he and his girlfriend, Jennifer Lawrence, spearheaded media strategy for Kolfag's wall funding campaign. Stockton was not arrested and called the raid, quote, political intimidation. Basically, Trump whipped a whole bunch of racists into a frenzy and said, we're going to build a wall to keep out those Mexicans because, they're rapists and drug dealers and whatnot. Then, of course, couldn't follow through on his campaign promise because he's essentially just a large, impotent child. And so a whole bunch of other white nationalists rushed in to fill the void and take people's money to build a wall. I am assuming that they still have yet to build a wall. No? No wall? No? Okay, just checking. So, if you're unsure of who Steve Bannon is, real quick, we'll walk you through his wiki, and then we're going to cover some of his greatest hits, and we're going to let you know what's coming next for everybody's favorite waterlogged corpse, white nationalist Steve Bannon. Steve Bannon, political strategist, former investment banker, former executive chairman of Breitbart, former White House chief strategist, and a former board member of Cambridge Analytica just before the Facebook Cambridge Analytica scandal, in which they used data mining and Facebook advertising to suppress voter turnout in key Democratic districts in 2016. Steve Bannon, yes. The other half of the brainchild of Brad Parscale. Bannon was an officer in the United States Navy for 7 years. Then he worked at Goldman Sachs as an investment banker. Then he became the acting director of the research project Biosphere 2. Then he became a film and TV producer in Hollywood. Then he founded Breitbart News. This man has been busy. I mean, damn. Bannon was born to middle-class working family in Norfolk, Virginia. They were pro-Kennedy, pro-Union Democrats. He is of mixed European descent. He went to Benedictine College Preparatory, a private Catholic military high school in Virginia, and then attended Virginia Tech, where, of course, he was the president of the Student Government Association. Bannon is known for a very, very rigid Catholic view of stuff. When he founded Breitbart and they opened up offices, he actually opened up an office in Rome and kept direct communications with people at the Vatican. I think he's on the record as saying, like, one of the worst things to ever happen in the entire development of the culture of the entire world was the death and the end of the Christian Templar Knights, who, the Crusades and King Richard and, bringing everybody to Catholicism by the sword. That was like his jam. And we'll get into that. That's going to rear its ugly head in a little bit, I'm sure. So Steve Bannon is probably best known for his time at Breitbart, in which he absolutely incensed the alt-right and set the internet on fire. He is the master of the rage click and the hate click. Nobody does it like Bannon. Here's some of his best headlines and articles, just in case you forgot who Steve Bannon was, okay? Political correctness protects Muslim rape culture. Muslim immigrants are to blame for crime in Europe. These are the kind of headlines they frequently put out at Breitbart. Donald Trump's criticisms of mass Mexican immigration barely scratched the surface. This is the kind of stuff he put out all throughout, 2015, leading up to the election. Breitbart did a lot of damage to undecided and disgruntled voters in the Midwest. LGBT people should start pretending to be hetero again. Of course, with a headline like, "Gay rights have made us dumber. It's time to get back in the closet." Mainstream media desperately tries to spin FBI investigation of Hillary email server. I'm still waiting for Trump to lock her up. It's been, what, 3.5 years? Yeah, okay. This is what Steve Bannon does. He's a propagandist. He is a Christian white nationalist. He is a fundamentalist. He is into some weird ass stuff. Now, as to the Build the Wall charity that Steve Bannon was part of, which they used to apparently grift $25 million from hundreds of thousands of people across America, this is the Build the Wall charity. Look, those are indeed things used to build stuff, and those are indeed pictures of a wall. They must be building walls, right? Give us your money. Your donations have a direct impact. Give me money. Wow, look at all that money. Look, there's 100 miles ready to be built. There is nowhere on here that shows how much has been built. Oh, that's right. You haven't built any. No wall, people. Oh, look at all these great people with quotes. Donald Trump Jr., Louis Gohmert, Brandon Judd, Kimberly Guilfoyle, and Corey Lewandowski. Wow, let me tell you, that's quite the endorsement lineup. And if you wanted to know exactly who's related to Build the Wall, here you go. Here are the fine people that Build the Wall. In addition to Cole Fage, Steve Bannon, and Chris Kobach, who were mentioned in the indictment, here are some of the other people who work on the Build the Wall, quote, nonprofit organization. Let's see. Oh, look, it's Eric Prince of Blackwater fame. You might know him from Betsy DeVos's Christmas card collection. Who else we got? Oh my God, it's Sheriff Clark. Sheriff Clark. Sheriff Clark's down to Build the Wall. Tom Tancredo, of course. Yeah. Kurt Schilling. There you go. This is starting to look like the RNC speaking lineup. All you need is fucking Scott Baio and the My Pillow dude. So that's Build the Wall. They want you to donate money to them and help them build a wall. Yeah. Now, in case this all gets hairy and Steve Bannon has to boogie and he builds himself a back door, he pleads out and, plunks down a check. It turns out that while all this has been going on, Steve Bannon has been hatching a little plan. Now, if you remember, back in 2017, 2018, he tried to buy an old monastery and Christian cathedral in somewhere in North Italy. And he was going to build and train like Christian super soldiers. It was basically going to be the starting headquarters for Hydra. Hail Hydra. And he was going to train Christian super soldiers there. And Italy, when they got wind of it, like the government basically told him to go fuck himself. And they kicked him out. Well, all during this shit that happened after he got kicked out of Trump's campaign, out of Trump's cabinet. And then he slunk over to Italy and he tried to build his Christian super soldier training camp. And Italy said no. And then, the pandemic happened, all this crazy crap. Well, it turns out Steve Bannon has been fighting Italy in court and won. And now can set up his right-wing political academy in Italy to set up Christian super soldiers. He's going to train them himself. There he is, Steve Bannon, our old friend. He won a battle with Italy's culture ministry to set up a right-wing Catholic political academy in Italy. A regional court ruled for the Dignatis Humanae Institute think tank, which Bannon backs, against a previous decision that blocked the school, starting in an 800-year-old monastery south of Rome. Quote, "We stood by the monastery, the community in Italy during this pandemic when it would have been easy to walk away," Bannon said on Wednesday in a statement issued by somebody else. Bannon, a Catholic, was helping to craft the curriculum for a leadership course aimed at right-wing Catholic activists at the Academy for Judeo-Christian West in the town of Trisolti. I think we've discussed this numerous times, including earlier when we were talking about Laura Loomer, but in case you missed it, Judeo-Christian is a dog whistle. Dog whistle. Right there. Oh, is that loud? Is it loud? and annoying? It's supposed to be. It's a dog whistle. Okay? Judeo-Christian. Let me break this down for you one last time. Okay? The tales of Abraham and the Abrahamic faiths that came down from the tales of Abraham were Christianity, Judaism, and Islam. Okay? Christianity believed that Jesus Christ was both a prophet and the Son of God. The Islamic faith believed that he was not the Son of God, but that he was indeed a prophet. Judaism believed he was neither. Yet somehow now, 2,000 years later, Islam has gotten kicked out of the Abrahamic faith and is now just Judeo-Christian. Judeo-Christian is the white religions. That's what that's key for. You will often see it combined with terms like Western culture. Okay? Just so when you hear the dog whistle, when you see it, you know it, and then I don't have to press the button again. Many residents opposed to the school, and last year, Italy's culture ministry, which owns the property, withdrew a 19-year lease, citing violations of contractual obligations. The Institute appealed, saying the move is politically motivated. That's right, everybody. Steve Bannon, even when he loses, he still wins. So in the coming years, just remember, Hail Hydra.